How does caffeine affect hormones?
So caffeine does ultimately affect your stress hormones,
Okay.
just not to the same degree that something like Adderall would. Like Adderall or those types of drugs, like that's how they work. Whereas caffeine, that's kind of a side effect of how they work. But essentially anything that interferes with sleep interferes with stress hormones, or interferes with hormones, because all of your sex hormones, probably well into the 90s, 95, 98% of all the hormones, that all the anabolic hormones, sex hormones that you're going to secrete, is going to be done during deep sleep. So that's when everything gets rebalanced. That's where your growth hormone secreted. That's where your testosterone secreted. That's where your estrogen secreted. The reason women wake up with hot flashes is because there's a stimulus from their brain, their pituitary gland, it secretes this hormone called luteinizing hormone to tell your ovaries to produce more estrogen, because it's sensing that your estrogen levels are low. And when you're menopausal and you can't produce enough estrogen, it just keeps producing more and more luteinizing hormone. And that luteinizing hormone has a stimulatory effect on your cardiovascular system and some of your peripheral tissues. And you start feeling this really hot flush sensation and your heart racing, and then you wake up. And that happens because that's when all your hormones are balancing. Of course, you can get a hot flash during the day, but it's, characteristically, again, 90% of the time you get a hot flash, it's going to be during sleep, and primarily during the beginnings of sleep, the first sort of half of the night, because that's when your hormones are rebalancing. So again, anything that you do that impacts your sleep impacts your hormones. And so that's how it's affecting your hormones.